Greet you with the word peace this morning. Salama, Sabata Salama, or Samba Salama. We give the Most High Tatanzambi, Nkimbu, na Tatanzambi, Luzuto na Impevi Yalongo. Praise to the Father Yah, honor to the Holy Spirit. We thank the Most High Yah for another Samba, another Sabbath day. This message even shocked me. This message is on the Sabbath day. And hopefully you will gain the deep spiritual importance of the Samba, the Sabbath, and why Satani, the adversary, the devil, Satan, has deceived the whole world about this day on multiple levels, and has fabricated probably the biggest lie in history. I mean, you really can't, I really can't actually say that because there's so many different lies that Satan have fabricated and has perpetrated on the Most High's people. But it's very deeply spiritually connected, and there's multiple levels that I'm uncovering pertaining to the importance and the spiritual connectedness of the Sabbath. So it is my endeavor once again to bring out these different things and show you some things that in history have been hidden. So hope you, I believe you will be definitely edified by this lesson today. Okay, so let me share my screen. Don't want that one. Move this up right here. All right, let's see. Here we go. All right, let's go here. All right, so before we get started, hopefully you can see this. You can't see it. And let me unshare my screen real quick. All right, stop sharing. Okay, so this book right here, you can't see it because it keeps on blanking out. This book right here, this is a very old book, and I have it right side up. It's called, let me see, since you can't see that, maybe you can see that. Can you see that? I know it's backwards. It says Bible readings for the home circle. All right. This is one of our old Seventh-day Adventist book. It was compiled by the Seventh-day Adventist. This book dates back to the 1800s. Somewhere in the 1800s, like copyright on there is like, I can't remember. Let me see. Let's see. I can't. Oh no, I take that back. Well, it does, but 1914. The copyright of that book. But there's been many copies done. So the reason why I'm showing you this book, in this book, it covers a lot of historical, biblical, not historical and biblical, historically biblical events that has taken place, and one of them being the change of the Sabbath from which the world or the powers that be call Saturday, which is the origins of that word is pagan in origin, uh, from the Roman or Greek god Saturn, which you get Saturnalia, all these different things pertaining to that. Okay. That does not change what the Most High has set forth from the beginning, which he himself established the days of the week in creation. The days of the week were started in creation. And okay, I got okay. So what I'm going to show you is in sequential, hopefully in sequential order through scripture. The the Sabbath, the importance, the spiritual aspects of the Sabbath. Right? There's natural aspects and there's spiritual aspects. Okay. All right. Hopefully, let's get it going. All right. This is Genesis, the second chapter. You see that Genesis, the second chapter. I'm reading. Those three right there. Excuse me. I close it, not do that. Okay. Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the hosts of them. And on the seventh day, Yah ended his work which he had made, and he rested on the seventh day from all his work which he had made. And Yah blessed the Bilakad, blessed the Sabbath day, and sanctified it, because that in it he had rested from all his work which Yah created and made. Now, so when he said he rested, the Most High is a spirit. So in Psalms, it says he neither sleeps, or it might be a song, but there's a psalm in the Bible or in the book of Psalms where it says if he was hungry, he wouldn't tell you. If he was thirsty, or if he neither the what it boils down to is the Most High is a spirit, right? And spirits don't need rest like a human does. Okay. Spirits don't need rest like a human does. So why did he? Because that in it he had rested. Basically, what it's saying is he stopped or he ended, finished. Let's go back to Genesis. Okay. In the beginning, Yah created the heaven and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep, the waters. And the spirit of Yah moved upon the face of the waters. That's a lesson in itself. And Yah said, let there be light, and there was light. And Yah saw the light that it was good, and Yah divided the light from darkness. And Yah called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And the evening and the morning was the first day. Right? So basically, I know I went over this in the previous lesson, but I have to do this so to lay the foundation of of the days of the week, so people will stop being confused and thinking that there was more than 7 days in a week at one point in history. There was not. Not. Okay, excuse me. I'm sorry. Okay, so darkness was upon the face of the waters, right? Darkness, night. Let there be light. There was light. So he brought forth light out of darkness. Don't let nobody tell you that the Most High doesn't move in darkness. Most of my inspiration for messages come in the night. Always has. Different scriptures. Just this morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, the Most High woke me up, giving me scriptures for this message. So don't let nobody tell you that the Most High does not move in darkness. That's a bone-faced lie. The Most High does a lot of things while most of the world or mankind is sleeping. All right. Okay. So the evening and the morning was the first day. This starts the 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 motion, or what's the word I want? This starts the days of the week in motion. This puts them in motion, right? So this is the first day. This is why man and Satan has confused men by calling this the virtual day of the sun. That's why Sunday, that's why they worship Sunday, is because the first day there was light. He brought forth light on the first day. Okay. But the light was not the light of the sun, S-U-N. It was not the light of the sun, S-U-N. The big glowing ball that we see, or I live in California. I don't know where you are at this present time, but we've been overcast for the past 3 months, every day, all day, pretty much. But we know the sun is there, right? So let me move forward. Okay, so the sun and the moon was not created till the fourth day. I went over that. Okay, so okay, this way here. And Yah saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good. And the evening and the morning were the sixth day, right? So maybe at some other time I'll bring this forth. So Yah created man in his own image, in the image of Yah created he him, male and female created he them. So there has been I've been in the midst of arguments trying to say that uh, man was created after this creation. That cannot be, because this is the whole entirety of creation itself. All the animals, everything, here you go right here, fish of the sea. So man was created on the sixth day. So that's like I was telling you before, that this book, the first book of Adam and Eve, it even says in that book that man was created on the sixth day. All right. And they even say, oh, it's Friday. But that those names didn't come into existence until probably like what they would call it, considered the modern era, or the whatever, the Roman or Greeks or what, during that era. Okay. All right. Moving forward. All right. Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the hosts of them. And on the seventh day, Yah ended his work which he had made, and he rested on the seventh day from all his work which he had made. And Yah blessed the seventh day and sanctified it, because that in it, okay, we need to pay attention to this. Okay. And Yah blessed the seventh day and sanctified it, because that in it he had rested from all his work which Yah created and made. Okay, so the concept of this is that by him resting on this day, in the beginning, it became blessed and sanctified. So whatever righteous word that you want to attribute to the Most High, holy, seventh day, sanctified, set apart as holy. Look up the word sanctified. Set apart as holy, or set apart for holy. Okay. So the attributes of the Most High is intertwined in the Sabbath day, because that in it he had rested from all his work which Yah created and made. Example, which is the best example I can give, when Moses went to, when Massa went to the mount to investigate the burning bush, when he was left Egypt, and when he left Egypt and eventually come to know the Midianites, and married one of the daughters of what is in the Bible, Jethro. They have different names in there, but that's not pertinent. Married one of the oldest daughter of Jethro, and he was trained to be a shepherd. So while he was out on the backside of the mountain shepherding sheep, while the sheep were grazing, feeding. Okay, so basically the simple concept of shepherd is to watch over, right? Is somebody that takes care of a flock of sheep, or a herdsman. They watch over them. The animals pretty much take care of themselves about feeding, and you take them out to the pastures, they feed, they drink water, all these things, they know how to take care of themselves. But wolves, or ferocious animals, lions, whatever, will come and try to kill and take your sheep for their dinner. Okay, so that's what the shepherd is for, to watch over the animals. So this is what Moses was doing. So he sees a burning bush on the mountain. He climbs the mountain to investigate, why is the bush burning? Common sight in the area. He's on the continent. Common sight. But the thing about it was the bush is burning, but it's not being consumed. You can start a fire and you will see the wood slowly being consumed until it is charcoal. Okay. So he goes up there and he sees a fire, and the Most High speaks to him out of the burning bush. And he tells him, take the shoes off your feet because the ground you stand on is holy ground. Well, I'm sure Moses has been up to that mountain more than one time, right? It was the presence of the Most High on the mountain that made it holy ground. The presence of the Most High in anything automatically makes it holy, sanctified, set apart. This is why we need the Mwanda Semi, the Impeve, Yalongo, the Holy Spirit, the Impeve Yalongo, the Holy Spirit, Mwanda Semi, the Mwanda Impeve. Okay. I just got an epiphany. Okay. So all those attributes the Sabbath holds because he rested on it, right? Okay, moving on. Okay. Give me a second. Let me pull up my scriptures so I know where I need to be. All right, Psalms 89. This is Psalms 89. I have to read this because there's a lot of things in here. All right. So be patient with me while I go through this. Okay, this is Psalms 89. I'll be reading down to 34. Hopefully, that's all. Excuse me. I will sing of the mercies of Thatan Zombie forever. With my mouth will I make known thy faithfulness to all generations. Okay, I'm gonna stop right here because this is in my mind to do. So the organization I grew up in was Sabbath keeping, and I use the term very loosely, commandment keeping, right? Just because somebody proclaims the Sabbath doesn't make them automatically commandment keeper. That's a lesson in itself. You probably get the gist as I go on. Okay. So in this organization, we sang this song every Sabbath day before we broke into our Sabbath school classes or groups, right? Okay. Now this is the song. I'm actually going to sing it. So 7 day is the Sabbath. 7 day is the Sabbath. 7 day is the Sabbath of Yah. 7 day is the Sabbath, commonly called Saturday. 7 day is the Sabbath of Yah. I do our washing on Sunday. I do our ironing on Monday. Tuesday and Wednesday we work the same. I clean our house on Thursday. Shop a half day Friday. Preparing for the Sabbath of Yah. 7 day is the Sabbath. 7 day is the Sabbath. 7 day is the Sabbath of Yah. 7 day is the Sabbath, commonly called Saturday. 7 day is the Sabbath of Yah. Okay. Now, that just came to my mind to sing that. That song, that praise. Okay. I will sing of thy mercies because of this. It came to my mind. I will sing of thy mercies, the mercies of Taten Zambi forever. With my mouth will I make known thy faithfulness to all generations. For I have said, mercy shall build up forever. Thy faithfulness shall thou establish in the very heavens. I have made a covenant with my chosen. What's the covenant? The covenant, there's only one covenant. There's not many, there's not different covenants. There's not. There's not. The law is the covenant. I have made a covenant with my chosen. I have sworn unto Dawidi, my servant, thy seed shall I establish forever and build up thy throne to all generations. Selah. And the heavens shall praise thy wonders, O Taten Zambi, thy faithfulness also in the congregation of the saints, of the righteous, of the Muntu. For who in the heaven, Zulu, can he be compared unto? Oh, so let me read that again. For who in the Zulu can be compared unto Yakongo? Who among the sons of the mighty can be likened unto Tata Nzambi? Tata Nzambi is great to be feared in the assembly of the Muntu, saints, the righteous, the chosen. So anytime you see, I have made a covenant with my chosen, right? Saints, saints, all those are synonymous, all right? Yah is greatly to be feared in the assembly of the Muntu, and to be had in reverence of all them that are about him. O Tatanzami my Fumu of hosts, who is a strong in Fumu, like unto thee, or to thy faithfulness round about thee. Thou rulest and the raging of the sea, when the waves thereof arise, thou stillest them. When I say in Fumu, that means king. Okay. Thou hast broken Rahab in pieces as one that is slain. Thou hast scattered the enemies with thy strong arm. So when they came out of Egypt, you'll I think somewhere else you'll see this. Oh yeah, right here. With thy strong arm. When they came out of Egypt, he says that he brought them out with a high arm or a strong arm or a mighty arm, right? And Rahab was the harlot that hid the spies in Jericho when they was spying out the land to take it. Okay. That's who Rahab is. Okay. The heavens are thine, the earth also is thine. As for the world and the fullness thereof, thou hast founded them. The north and the south, thou hast created them. Tabor and Hermon shall rejoice in thy name. I think both of these are mountains. I'm not 100% sure. Okay. Thou hast a mighty arm, strong is thy hand, and high is thy right hand. Okay. Justice and judgment are the habitation of thy throne. Mercy and truth shall go before thy face. Blessed is the people, the Mutus, that know the joyful sound. They shall walk, O Taten Zambi, in the light of thy countenance. In thy name shall they rejoice all the day, and in thy righteousness shall they be exalted. For thou art the glory of their strength. The Most High is the basically is what it's saying is he is the source of our strength. He is the source of our strength. And in thy favor, our horn shall be exalted. For Tatan Zambi is our defense, and the Holy One of Isolale is our king in Fumu. Then thou spakest in vision to the Holy One, and saidest, I have laid help upon one that is mighty. I have exalted one chosen out of thy people. Right? So in the book of Deuteronomy, Moses prophesies of the Messiah, that the Most High Yah will raise up one likened unto me from among thy brethren, or out of thy people, and him shall you hear all things. This right here is in reference to that prophecy, right? I have found David, my servant, with my holy oil have I anointed him. So when the prophet Samuel was sent to the house of Jesse, and he had several sons of great stature, and he was sent there to anoint the next king of Isolale. After Saul, the first king of Isolale, Saul transgressed and disobeyed the Most High, and the Most High rejected him. The Most High ever rejects you, there's no hope for you. There's no coming back. If the Most High ever rejects you, there's no coming back. There's no coming back. Because Saul repented, and there was no place found for him. Okay, moving on. With whom I'm sorry. So after Saul was rejected by the Most High, the prophet Samuel in those days was sent to Jesse's house, according to how it's written. And so he went through all the sons until the prophet said, none of these are the one. Do you have anybody else? Yeah, there's a little lad, there's a young character in the field watching the sheep. He said, bring him here. Go get David. And so they had a horn of oil. And it's like a container. It looks, I don't know if it's literally a horn or not, but they have containers that are like, were made of sheepskin, or not sheepskin, was made out of like sheep's stomach, and it held water or oil, and it was shaped like a horn. Okay, like a ram's horn, or shaped like a cow's horn. Okay. Anyway, when David came before Samuel, he turned the oil, and the oil began to pour out upon him. Right? That was the anointing that this is in reference to, because when he went, all the other brothers of David before him, the oil would not come out. Okay, so this is like the sign from the Most High that he was the one that the Most High had chosen to be king of Isolale. So out of David came the Messiah. David was of the tribe of Yehuda. This is very significant. So in many places in the New Testament, you will see somebody call him thou son of David. Okay. That is the Messiah. Okay, moving on. With whom my hand shall be established, mine arm also shall strengthen him. Okay, these are in references to the Messiah, right? The enemy shall not exact upon him, nor the son of wickedness afflict him. And I will beat down his foes before his face and plague them that hate him. But my faithfulness and my mercy shall be with him, and in my name shall his horn be exalted. So right there, when people want to use the name of Jesus for everything, he himself said, I didn't come in my name. I came in my Father's name. I came in my Father's name. So this is what this is saying right here. In my name shall his horn be exalted. I have to do research on that reference right there. I will set his hand also in the sea, and in his right hand in the rivers. He shall cry unto me, thou art my Father, my Yah, and the rock of my salvation. Also I will make him my firstborn higher than the kings of the earth. All these is talking about the Messiah. My mercy will I keep for him forever, and my covenant shall stand fast with him. It's building up to the point that I originally want to bring out. Okay. His seed also will I make to endure forever, and his throne as the days of Zulu, heaven. It if his children forsake my law and walk not in my judgment. So give me a second. I have to look for a second. If I don't, I'll forget it. No, let me use this one right here. I'll use this one right here. So, okay. What was I? Okay. All right. My mercy will I keep for him forevermore. My covenant shall stand fast with him. His seed also will I make to endure forever, and his throne as the days of heaven. If his children forsake my law and walk not in my judgments, if they break my statutes and keep not my commandments, then will I visit their transgression with the rod and their iniquity with stripes. Nevertheless, so let me stop right here real quick. So when it's talking about his children. I don't know if I ever heard that or not, that people try to say that the Messiah had children. So what we have to understand is that what you read in the New Testament is not 100% exact how it happened, and it's not in the order it happened, and the New Testament is not in sequential order, because it has been said by different historical theologians that the books of Paul were written before actually what is considered the Gospels. But anyway, this concept is that if we follow the example of the Messiah, if we follow the example of the Messiah, which he was faultless, he was without sin, right? And if we follow that example, we are his children. So if we proclaim that we are children, sons and daughters of the Most High, see, the concept of Most High is that our forefathers were our fathers. So Father Adam, he's the father. Eva is the mother of all living. Adama and Ewa, Adam and Eve, is the father and mother of all living. Muntu, right? So the Messiah came to show us that we can indeed live the law faultless without transgressing the law. That's what he did. So if we follow that example, not only we are the Most High's children, we are his children. Hope you see the line of reasoning, or the line of things, how from one father to the other, from one father to the children, down, all the way to the Messiah, right? We become his children. Now, does that mean we can't or won't transgress? That's why it's saying it like it is, because we already did before he came, right? But that we are the Most High's chosen. It said that up here somewhere. Where's it at? Where is it at? I don't remember where it is. Anyway, you know it's up. It's there. Okay. Anyway, so where is it at? It's children. Okay. All right. So that's where we are now. Okay. If his children forsake my law and walk not in my judgment, if they break my statutes and keep not my commandments, these are the people so it's not only us. So this is where I want to go. Okay. Let me blow it up a little bit more. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna blow this up a little more. Okay. Nevertheless, this is 2 Timothy, 2nd chapter, verse 19. Nevertheless, the foundations of Yah stand sure, having this seal. The Most High knoweth them that are his. And let everyone that nameth the name of Messiah, Kuswa, that name right there, the origins is of Greek origin. The Ptolemies. There was when the Greeks conquered Egypt, the Ptolemaic, look it up, the Ptolemaic dynasties in Egypt, there was a Ptolemaic priest. Anyway, his name was preceded this name. That's where they get this name from one of the Ptolemies. Okay, so this is not that. Or you can look up Helios Christos or Jesus Christus. That's the pig god, the Roman pig god, Jesus Christus. Okay. Anyway, let everyone that nameth the name of the Messiah depart from iniquity. Let every one that nameth the name of the Messiah depart from iniquity. What does iniquity mean? This is the Greek. Arikia. Injustice and judgment, unrighteousness of heart and life, a deed violating the law and justice, act of unrighteousness. So another place, the simplicity is lawlessness. Lawlessness. So all these Christians that keep saying the law was done away with, the law was done away with, or you say, oh, the law wasn't done away with, but yet they find reasons why not to keep the Sabbath, the Samba. This is this deception. This is what Simone Kimbongo, which I don't know a whole lot, but what I just, the little research I have done, said, don't throw away the Bible. For with it, you will be able to catch the thief with the thing that he has stole. They stole the Sabbath from way back. Okay. All right. Getting to the meat of it. If his children forsake my law and walk not in my judgments, if they break my statutes and keep not my commandments, then will I visit their transgression with the rod and their iniquity with stripes. Nevertheless, my loving kindness will I not utterly take from him. That's when it says him, it's talking about us. Nor suffer my faithfulness to fail. My covenant, here we go. My covenant will I not break, nor alter the thing that is gone out of my lips. Here we go. Let's do this. And Yah spake all these words, saying, I am the Most High, Thata and Zombie, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. This is what I call the preamble to the commandments. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them nor serve them. For I am Tatanzambi thy infumu, am a jealous infumu, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. What did the Messiah say? If you love me, keep my commandments. And I will pray the Father, and he shall give you another comforter. Anybody saying that they have the Spirit of the Most High and do not keep his law, statutes, and commandments, in particular the Sabbath, is lying. They're lying. Anybody said they love the Most High, they love, oh, I love Jesus, showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments, that love me and keep my commandments, that love me and keep my commandments. Here's the connector with this one. Thou shalt not take the name of the Most High Yah in vain. For the Most High Yah, or Yah, I still say Yahweh sometimes. For Yahweh will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. This is what this is saying right here. Nevertheless, the foundations of Yah standeth sure, having this seal. The Most High knoweth them that are his. Let everyone that nameth the name of Kuswa or Isaiah, the Messiah, depart from iniquity. You get that? Thou shalt not take the name of Yahweh thy Almighty in vain. Let everyone that nameth the name of the Messiah depart from iniquity. For will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. So when you say you are following the Messiah, I decided to follow Jesus. I decided. You're lying. You're lying. For one, the Most High said, I have chosen you. This is not a decision that somebody chooses to make to follow the Most High. All right. My covenant will I not break, nor alter the thing that is gone out of my lips. And Yah spake all these words, saying, Right. Simple and plain. Straight to your face. The Most High says, I am the Most High. I change not. This is Malachi, 3rd chapter, verse 6. For I am Tata and Zombie, I change not. Therefore, ye sons of Yakubi are not consumed. What do I always say? If the Most High changes in any way, how we are able to find our way back to the Most High, our fathers and our forefathers and our forefathers and our father's father and our father's father transgressed against the Most High by departing from his law. And the Most High, in from years gone by, before I was even born, had begun the process of bringing his people back to him. How? By revelation knowledge. He reveals truth to his chosen. He reveals truth to his chosen. So we are in the process of coming back to him. Not only in that process, we are uncovering the thief, which with the thing that he has stole. We are catching the thief with the thing that he has stole. Okay. For I am Yah, I change not. Therefore, ye sons of Yakubi are not consumed. All right. Moving on. Psalms 95. Psalms 95. Okay. Okay. So this is where what the world calls the Old Testament and the New Testament, where those two meet. So what we have to understand when we're reading the New Testament, anywhere in the New Testament, in the first four books, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, Acts, Romans, First Corinthians, Second Corinthians, First Chronicles, Second Chronicles, all those, Galatians, Ephesians, Philippians, all those books, which is considered the New Testament, do not exist in the day in which they are in reference to. Right? I hope that is perfectly clear. It does not exist. The New Testament does not exist in its context. If you need further explanation, so in the days of the apostles, in the days of, I'm trying not to go off on the tangent, in the days of the Messiah, in the days of the disciples, in the days of Paul, Cephas, Peter, in those days, they did not have the New Testament. All they had what was known as the law and the prophets. If you look up the law and the prophets in the book of the Gospels, I'm trying not to prolong this too long, because I know people get weary. Because I don't get weary doesn't mean other people don't get weary. So I will forego showing you that. But please do your due diligence and look that up. Look up the law and the prophets in the New Testament and tell me what you see. But you can put in. Nobody ever leaves comments in the comment box. That's all good. But leave a comment. All right. Hebrews 3rd chapter. So this is where not just here, but I'm going to show you, no, right here in Hebrews, this Psalms like this are connected, right? All right. So you'll get what I'm saying. Oh, come, let us sing unto Thatan Zombie. Let us make a joyful noise to the rock of our salvation. Does that sound familiar to anybody? Let us come before his presence with thanksgiving and make a joyful noise unto him with psalms. For Thatan Zombie is a great Mfumu and a great king above all gods. Above all gods. In his hand are the deep places of the earth. The strength of his hills is his also. The sea is his, and he made it, and his hands formed the dry land. O come, let us worship and bow down. Let us kneel before Thatan Zombie, our maker. For he is our Mfumu, and we are the people of his pasture. Shepherd, concept. Pasture, shepherd. Sheep, we are the sheep. We are the sheep of his pasture. He is our shepherd, and we are his sheep of his pasture and the sheep of his hand. See, that's the concept, right? Today, if ye hear his voice, harden not your heart as in the provocation, as in the day of temptation in the wilderness. This is this out of the land of Egypt. In the wilderness, when your fathers tempted me, proved me, and saw my work. 40 years long was I grieved with this generation, and said, it is a people that do err in their heart. It's talking about this, not talking about this. It's not talking about what's in your chest. This is what the Bible's in reference to, your heart. This is where everything happens. Without this, you don't have this. This doesn't function without this. In him do we live and move and have our being. What I explained to you before, every function of your body takes place in your mind before it happens. Split, not even a split second, a fraction of a second, a decimal of a second. Unto whom I swear in my wrath, that they should not enter into my rest. Okay. Now, here we go. Remember what we just read. Let me go back. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's where I want to be. All right. Here we go. Wherefore, holy brethren, partakers, see, there you go again. You remember what I was saying earlier? Where the presence of the Most High is, that makes it holy. If we obey his laws, statutes, and commandments, because they are spiritual. In the book of Romans, Paul says, the commandments is spiritual, the law is spiritual, holy, just, and good. In the book of Romans. Wherefore, holy brethren, partakers of the heavenly calling, consider the apostle and high priest of our profession, Isaiah Kuswa, who was faithful to him that appointed him, as also Massa was faithful in all his house. Pay attention. For this man was counted worthy of more glory than Massa, inasmuch as he who hath builded the house hath more honor than the house. For every house is built by some man, but he that built all things is Yah. Catching the thief again. And Massa verily was faithful in all his house as a servant, for a testimony of those things which were to be spoken after. Talking about the Messiah again. But when I say the Messiah, so this is one thing we have to realize, we have to understand this, that the Messiah, Isaiah, or Yehoshua Hamashiach, as some Hebrews like to say, Yehoshua Hamashiach, or Isaiah Kuswa Kongo, was the Messiah, but there preceded him other messiahs, as was Massa. Moses was a Messiah, deliverer, right? Many prophets played the role of messiahs. Okay, concept, understand. But Kuswa as a son over his own house, whose house we are, the temple of Yah. So in First or Second Corinthians, it says, he that defiles or destroys or the temple of Yah, it is him whom Yah will destroy. So when you put things in your body that don't belong there, and I'm starting to be more careful of what I eat. My wife is starting to be more careful of what she eats. Very, very conscious and intentional about what we eat. I don't violate the Most High's dietary law, because when you do, you defile the temple of the Most High. See, everything, people don't want to look at things on the natural aspect. Oh, it tastes good. Well, that may be true. To some people, it does taste good. I work at a hospital. They have a cafeteria there, and I'm there every morning before 7 o'clock when they're making breakfast. And every morning I have to smell the foul stench of swine cooking. Is a foul stench. Some people like the smell of cooking bacon. I do not. At least pork bacon, because it stinks. It's a disgusting smell. If you ain't never smelled what they call chicharrones or pork rinds, when they cook them things, woo, they'll make you stop eating them if you do eat them. Anyway, house, the concept. But the Messiah as a son over his own house, whose house we are. If we hold fast the confession and the rejoicing of the hope firm unto the end, wherefore the Muwandan Semi, the Holy Ghost, saith, today if ye will hear his voice. Oh, it's not in this one. Oh, it did. Yeah, it is. For he is our Yah, and we are the people of his pasture and the sheep of his hand. Today, if ye hear his voice, Yah, Yah, simple and plain, catching the thief. Hear his voice. Harden not your hearts as in the provocation in the day of temptation in the wilderness. Didn't I tell you? They're quoting. They're quoting what's only there. They're quoting what's only there. This is this day and time. This is not in the book of Hebrews. It is in the book of Psalms. The book of Hebrews didn't exist. Only Psalms did. Only the law and the prophets and the Psalms. Okay, we're still on the Sabbath, where you realize or not. I have not veered not one iota from the subject matter. We're talking about the Sabbath in particular. When your fathers tempted me, proved me, and saw my works 40 years. 40 years long was I grieved with this generation. Okay. Wherefore I was grieved with that generation and said, I'm not gonna go back no more. They do always err in their heart, and they have not known my ways. Bantu Bandwe, the people of the way. Bantu Bandwe, they have not known my ways. So I swear in my wrath, they shall not enter into my rest. Sabbath. Take heed, brethren, lest there be in any of you an evil heart of unbelief. Excuse me. In departing from the living Yah. But exhort one another daily while it is called today, lest any of you be hardened through the deceitfulness of sin. For we are made partakers of the Messiah, Kuswa. If we hold the beginning of our confidence steadfast unto the end. Well, I said I wasn't going to go back. While it is said, today, if you will hear his voice, harden not your hearts as in the provocation. For some, when they had heard, did provoke, howbeit not all that came out of Egypt by Moses. So not everybody provoked the Most High. A lot of people provoke the Most High. A lot provoke the Most High, but not everyone, not all. The Most High said he is never left without a witness. But with whom was he grieved 40 years? Was it not with them that had sinned, whose carcasses fell in the wilderness? And to whom sware he that they should not enter into his rest, but to them that believed not? So we see that they could not enter in because unbelief. That is talking about disobedience. When it says unbelief, it is talking about disobedience. Let us therefore fear. It's a continuation. This is nothing different. It is a continuation of what 3 was saying. Let us therefore fear, lest a promise being left us of entering into his rest, any of you should seem to come short of it. For unto us was the God, here we go. For unto us was the gospel preached as well as unto them. But the word preached did not profit them, not being mixed with faith. Obedience in them that heard it. So you think that Matthew, Mark, Luke, John is the Gospels. Not true. Not true. Not true at all. Right? For unto us was the gospel preached as well as unto them. See, back once again, the gospel preceded the books of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. It preceded the New Testament. Can we see that? As well as unto them, but the word preached did not profit them, not being mixed with faith in them that heard it. For we which have believed do enter into rest. Obedience. Unbelief, disobedience. Belief, obedience. Faith, obedience. Do enter into rest, as he said, as I have sworn in my wrath, if they shall enter into my rest, although the works were finished from the foundation of the world. Here we go. Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the host of them. And on the 7th day, Yah ended his work which he had made, and he rested on the 7th day from all his work which he had made. I was not talking about going back in general. Although the works were finished from the foundation of the world. For he spake in a certain place of the 7th day. So when enter into my rest, 7th day. For he spake in a certain place of the seventh day. On this wise, Yah did rest the seventh day from all his work. I'm going back. I don't care what you say. And on the seventh day, Yah ended his work which he had made, and he rested on the seventh day from all his work which he had made. And Yah blessed the seventh day and sanctified it, because that in it he had rested from all his work which Yah created and made. And for he spake in a certain place of the seventh day. On this wise, Yah did rest the seventh day from all his works. And in this place again, if they shall enter into my rest, seventh day, seeing therefore it remaineth. So messed up. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. Seeing therefore it remaineth, remember that some must enter. Seeing therefore it remaineth that some must enter therein, and they whom it was first preached enter not be in, because of disobedience, unbelief. And again, he limiteth a certain day, saying, in David, today, after so long a time, as it is said, today, if you will hear his voice, harden not your hearts. Did I finish Psalms? I did. Okay. I just want to make sure I finished. Okay. For if Isaiah, Yehoshua, had given them rest, who is talking about them? Who is it talking about them? Then would he not afterward have spoken of another day? So Christianity would have you believe that the Messiah gave you Sunday. Christianity would, when I say Christianity, I mean from Roman Catholicism on down to whatever denomination that you can imagine, down through history, would have you believe that Yehoshua, the Messiah, gave you another day. They deceive you by saying he rose on a Sunday. He did not. In the book of Daniel says the Son of Man shall be cut off in the midst of the week. And matter of fact, it says Messiah, I will. Yes, I will. I used that one already. Okay. Daniel 9:26. And after 80, can you see it? Make sure you can see it. And after 62 weeks shall Messiah be cut off, but not for himself, and the people of the prince that shall come and shall destroy the city and the sanctuary, and the end shall be with a flood unto the end. Let me spread it out. So, because, and he shall confirm the covenant with many for 1 week. And in the midst of the week, he shall cause the sacrifice and oblation to cease. And for the overspreading of the abominations, he shall make it desolate, even until the consummation, and that determined shall be poured upon the desolate. So he confirmed the covenant. He confirmed the law with them for 1 week. And in the midst of the week, that 1 week was the week before the week of Passover. So in the midst of the week would be considered Wednesday. Okay. So from Wednesday, before sundown Wednesday, I can take you through it, but I'm before sundown Wednesday, he was in the tomb. He was buried. The same time I told you, I just told you this recently. The same time he went in Wednesday was the same time he came out Sabbath day before sundown. Because there was nobody around, because everybody was in the tabernacle worshiping Passover or the Feast of Unleavened Bread. They were celebrating the Feast of Unleavened Bread in the tabernacle on the 7th-day Sabbath. That's when he rose. Don't let no devil in hell tell you that the Messiah rose on a Sunday. This is what this is talking about right here. For if the Messiah had given them rest, then would he have not spoken, have afterward have spoken of another day. So when he confirmed the covenant that 1 week before he was killed, he was murdered, if there was another rest day, this is part of the covenant. This is what it's talking about when it said he shall confirm the covenant. Confirm the covenant, substantiate, solidify. Just, you can't do nothing with this. You just do it as it says. Basically, what he's confirming, he's saying, this is the law, do it. I showed you how to do it, keep it. I'm paraphrasing. That's okay. This is what it's talking about. It's not talking about the Most High. He's saying, if the Messiah given them rest, if the Messiah would have spoke of or saying, this is what I'm doing, forget about what my father's doing. He was sinless. What is sin? Sin is the transgression of the law. Book of Peter. Sin is the transgression of the law. Then would he have not spoken afterwards, have spoken of another day? There remaineth therefore a rest to the people of Yah. For he that is entered into his rest, talking about the rest of Yah, talking about here. Remember the Sabbath day, 6 days. Well, on the seventh day, for in 6 days made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that in them is, and rested the seventh day. Today is the seventh day. There remaineth the rest to the people of Yah. For he that is enter into his rest, he also has ceased from his own works, as Yah did from his. So the next concept is when you enter into the rest of the Most High. Speaking of the Sabbath day, I'm broadening the spectrum or the understanding of the Sabbath day in all its glory and importance, because it is spiritual. We do rest physically. We do rest physically. But as you go on to keep, when it says to remember the Sabbath day, to keep it holy, leave it alone. You can't add to or take away. It's holy in itself because of the Most High. The Most High's presence is in this day. That's how we are able to be pleasing in the Most High's sight, by not being able to keep the annual Sabbath, the annual feast days, is because of the 7-day Sabbath. Because of the 7-day Sabbath is why, but if we was in the land and the Most High has reestablished us as his people, then we would start keeping the feast days again. How? I don't know. But we would start keeping the feast days again. But because we are in the land of our captivity, we keep the 7-day Sabbath no matter where we are. No matter where we are. So once we came out of physical captivity, slavery, we started keeping the Sabbath. That's something that the Most High maintained to maintain in his people for millennia, thousands and thousands of years, even in the transatlantic slave trade. But while we was in physical bondage, we was not able to keep the 7-day Sabbath. But they was keeping the 7-day Sabbath somewhere else in other continents. I guarantee you that. Wow, that's strong. I made me some tea. I put too much ginger in it. Whew. Okay. All right. For he that is entered into his rest, he also hath ceased from his own works as Yah did from his. Okay, so as we go on to keep the Sabbath day, right? Belief, faith, all those things are tied to obedience, right? And in our obedience to the Sabbath day, the Sabbath is a sign between Yah and his people. I showed you that. He wants me, the Most High. I'm just doing what I believe the Most High asked me or commanded me to do. I'm pretty sure this is it. Okay. Okay. This is Exodus, the 31st chapter, verse 13. Starting, I'm gonna go to verse 12. So you know who's talking. And Tata and Zombie spake unto Massa, saying, out of his lips, remember, he said in Psalms 80, 89 and 34. Psalms 89 and 34. Yeah. Yeah. Psalms 89, 34. He would not, I will not nor alter the things that are gone out of my lips. All right. Okay. Saying, speak thou also unto the children of his Zolo, saying, verily my Sabbath ye shall keep, for it is a sign between me and you throughout your generations, that ye may know that ye, that you, that we, that ye may know that I am the Most High, Tata and Zombie, thy Infumu. I'm adding that doth sanctify you. Now, what did I say at the very beginning? In Genesis, thus the heaven and the earth was finished, and all the hosts of them. And on the seventh day, Yah ended his work which he had made, and he rested on the seventh day from all his work which he had made. And Yah blessed the seventh day and sanctified it, because that in it he had rested from all his work which Yah had created and made. I am the Most High that doeth sanctify you. Ye shall keep my Sabbath, therefore, for it is holy unto you. Everyone that defileth it shall surely be put to death. For whosoever doeth any work therein, that soul shall be cut off from among his people. Now, something I was talking with my wife just this morning, that we was talking about the days of the week. So I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning throughout the days of the week. She says, you act like it's you You acts like it's the days of the week getting out of bed. And I said, it's my work day too. She goes, don't say that, don't say that. I said, it's my work day too. So so she goes, don't say that. You know, she don't want me to get out of bed, but she knows I have things that I have to work to do. This is my work. This is my work. So what I meant was that in the book of Matthew, the 12th chapter, verse 5, I'm not going to go there. I'm just going to read it. Or have ye, this is what it says, or have ye not read in the law how that on the Sabbath days the priests in the temple profane the Sabbath and are blameless? How can you profane? What did he say? Defile, profane and defile is completely synonymous. How can you defile or profane the Sabbath and be blameless? By their sacrifices. They was being obedient to the Most High. When they was sacrificing all the animal sacrifices that they had to do on the annual feast days and on the 7th-day Sabbath. They profaned the Sabbath and were blameless because that was their work. They never left the temple until they got into the land. Surely shall surely be put to death, for whosoever doeth any work therein, that soul shall be cut off from among his people. 6 days may work be done, but in the 7th day is the Sabbath of rest, holy to Yah. Whosoever doeth any work in the Sabbath day, he shall surely be put to death. Wherefore the children of Israel shall keep the Sabbath to observe the Sabbath throughout their generations for a perpetual covenant. It is a sign between me and the children of Israel forever. Forever. For in 6 days Yah made heaven and earth, and on the 7th day he rested and was refreshed. Okay, so when it says there remaineth therefore a rest to the people of Yah, for he that is entered into his rest, he also hath ceased from his own works, as Yah did from his. So that goes back to here in 2 Timothy. Let everyone that nameth the name of the Most High depart from iniquity. That's what that really should say. Okay. Okay. So when we enter into the Most High's rest, we stop our sinful ways, or we begin the process of stop sinning, stop transgressing the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. The Sabbath in all its symbol, its glory, it personifies who the Most High is. He is the creator. He is the Almighty. So when we enter into that rest that he exemplified in the beginning, right? Although we was born in sin, shapen in iniquity, because he has revealed the Sabbath to us, and we desire to please him, he put that desire to please him in our hearts, in our minds. We stop transgressing the law. Not like it can't, it's not like it can't happen all of a sudden. It can, because the Most High can do whatever he wants to do. But for me, for many others that I have witnessed, it is a progression of life coming to the light of the Most High. It is a progression. So look at it in this form. If you're in a dark tunnel, and you're walking, there's no light, right? But you're walking through this dark tunnel, pitch black. All of a sudden, off in the distance, there is a point of light off in the distance. It's just a little speck of light. Oh, I see light up ahead. What happens? You keep walking towards the light. As you get closer to the light, the bigger the light gets. Right? This is the concept of keeping. I cannot tell you how many times in my life that I have seen the work of the Most High in people in different levels. When they come to the knowledge of truth, it always starts with the Sabbath. And if the Most High is with that person, it continues on the growth, the growth of light, the growth of righteousness, the growth of the Mwanda Semi, the spirit. The seed being sowed in them, the seed of righteousness, the Holy Spirit. This is what it's talking about. For he that is entered into his rest, talking about Yah's rest, he also has ceased from his own works, as Yah did from his. So the creator created all things. Created all things. Let us labor, therefore, to enter into that rest. So the Holy One of all entered into rest after he created all things, and he remains rested. He's eternal. He is eternal. He is without beginning and without end. He is eternal. So the rest, let us enter into that rest. It's eternal. That's why that's why it says it remaineth right here, verse 6. It remaineth that some there remain, where it says there it goes. There remaineth therefore a rest to the people of Yah. Let us labor therefore to enter into that rest. So the Most High is holy, righteous, and good, right? If we enter into that rest, he is holy, just, and good if we enter into that rest. But if you see anything else, if you see Sunday as the Sabbath, or if you're going by the motion, the phases of the moon, trying to keep the 7-day Sabbath, you're not seeing him in who you're not enter into that rest. Therefore, there remaineth a rest to the people of Yah. Let us labor, therefore, to enter into that rest, not something that Satan is concocting to dilute and to confuse and the people of the Most High. Lest any man fall after the same of examples of unbelief, disobedience. There's only one Sabbath day. It's the 7th day. Let nobody confuse you by saying that, oh, we calculate the Sabbath by the motion of the moon. The moon phases are for the months of the year. And each day of the phase is a day of the moon. My wife let me know this. You can calculate a woman's cycle by the phases of the moon. The moon phases determines the days of the month, not the days of the week, the days of the month. When it's dark outside, it's the night portion of the preceding day, or it's the night portion of the coming day. So when it's sundown today, it is actually Sunday night. Evening and the morning were the first day. Evening and the morning was the second day. So the rising and falling of the sun tells you that the second, minute, and hour of a day, and when a day ends and when a day begins, or when a day begins or when the day ends. That's what the sun's for. But we do not worship the sun as some have or some still do. I have to move on because I got to show you something. So let me move on. I'm not going to read all this. Let me see. Okay, I'm going to read this and I'm going to move on. For the word of Yah is quick. The word of Yah, that's his law, and Yah spake, is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even the dividing asunder of soul and spirit, and of the joints and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart. So when you in progression of the life of the people of Yah, this right here, the rest, that rest, when you grow in the Most High, I can't tell you, you think I'm gonna lie, you think I'm gonna lie to you, but I'm not. I'm not gonna lie to you. I can't tell you how many times I'm in a conversation with somebody and they're telling me a story And in my mind, it's like blasting in my mind, this person lying. He lying. I can't tell you how many times this has happened to me. It could be anybody, somebody that I know and somebody I don't know. When the word of the Most High is in you and is present in you and dominant in you, quick, that quick doesn't mean fast. That quick means awaken. It quickens. The quickening is an awakening, and powerful, sharper than any two-edged sword. I don't know why people say sword. I'll say it sword. It's piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit and the joint and of the joints and marrow, and is a discerner, revealer of the thoughts and intents of the heart. Okay. This is where I wanted to get to. Okay. So this is what I said before. This is the book of Second Maccabees, the 6th chapter. Now you may ask, why are you going to the book of Maccabees? This is from what they call the Apocrypha. Okay. I want you to understand something, that the Catholic Bibles contains the what they call, whoever calls it, the Apocrypha. The Bible, the the Catholic Bible has the Apocrypha in it, right? But you ask any wow, I'm just going so long. I really didn't realize how long I was going. This is a 3-hour video. You might have to want to chop this up because there's so much to cover. But anyway, I'm just going to continue on and finish when I finish. The Catholic Bible contains the Apocrypha in it. Now, you ask any devout Catholic, they'll tell you, oh, we don't read the Bible. We're not allowed to read the Bible. Catholics are not allowed to read the Bible. Catholics don't read the Bible. They have the Bible read to them, right? It was the Catholics that chopped up the scriptures, put this in, take that out, all this stuff, right? So the King James Bible is not the original Bible. The 1611 has the Apocrypha in it. And I'm pretty sure that I'm almost positive there's a Bible that precedes 1611 that they don't want nobody to see. Okay, so this is why I'm reading Maccabees, because it's part of the original books of the Bible. Not long after, okay. So during the Maccabees is, see, watch. Hope you can see this. Second Maccabees, there's a little cliff note that just came up. Second Maccabees was published in the original 1611 King James. Click to learn more. Okay, so the Maccabees, during the days of the Maccabees, it was during the Greek to Roman Empire, specifically Greek Empire, okay? Athens, Greece, okay? Not long after this, the king sent an old man of Athens to compel the Jews, the Yeunde, to depart from the laws of their fathers and not to live after the laws of Yah. So you see why they took it out. And to pollute also the temple of Jerusalem, Salama, and to call in the temple and to call it the temple of Jupiter Olympus. Catching a thief. And that in Garzium of Jupiter, the defender of strangers, as they did desire that dwelt in the place. The coming in of this mischief was sore and grievous to the people, for the temple was filled with riot and reveling by the Gentiles, who dallied with harlots and had to do with women within the circuit of the holy places. And besides that, brought in things that were not lawful, swine, harlots, Gentiles. And what happened? We followed suit. Learn not the ways of the heathen, and we learn the ways of the heathen like the Most High told us not to. That's why we're here. Wherever our captivity led us, wherever we went into slavery around the across the world, across this earth, is because of this. The altar also was filled with profane things, which the law forbiddeth. It's talking about swine. They was offering swine's flesh. Look at Isaiah 66 chapter. Look at Isaiah 60th chapter, and Isaiah 66. Neither was it lawful for a man to keep Sabbath days or ancient fast, or to profess himself at all to be a Yuunde, Bantu. And in the day of the king's birth, every month they were brought by bitter constraint to eat of the sacrifices. And when the fast of Bacchus was kept, the Yuunde were compelled to go in processing to Bacchus, carrying ivy. Now, I had to find out who this character Bacchus was. Okay. I know this is a long video, but please bear with me. If you have made it through this video thus far, I should have put it in the beginning that please stay to the end of the video. Okay. So I'm going this way. Dionysius, so-called, also spelled Dionysius, also called Bacchus, or in Roman Liber Pater, in Greco-Roman religion, a nature god of fruitfulness and vegetation, especially known as a god of wine and ecstasy. Catching the thief. The occurrence of his name on a linear bead tablet, 13th century BC, shows that he was already worshipped in Mycenaean, I don't know where that, the Mycenaean period. I don't know what that is. Okay. But you can see this is Britannica. So what I did is I just typed in Bacchus. I used go the DuckDuckGo. DuckDuckGo. I use DuckDuckGo, right? And you type in Bacchus, and they'll bring you all this stuff, right? Okay. Mycenaean period, although it is not known where was the cult originated. Oh, don't think they don't know, but they know. In all the legends of his cult, he is depicted as having foreign origins. Dionysius was the son, or Dionysius. It's Dionysius or Dionysius. I know somebody. I'm sorry. I know somebody that has this name, but they call him Dino. And it's befuddles me to this day why somebody would curse their son. Okay, I'm moving on. Was the son of Zeus and Samiel, I can't pronounce it, a daughter of Cadmius, king of Thebes. Out of jealousy, Hera, the wife of Zeus, persuaded the pregnant Semele to prove her lover's divinity by requesting that he appear in his real person. Zeus complied, but his power was too great for the mortal Semiel, whatever her name was, who was blasted with thunderbolts. However, Zeus saved his son by sewing him up his thigh and keeping him until he reached maturity, so that he was twice born. Dionysius was then conveyed by the god Hermes to be brought up by the Bacchantes. I don't know, Thiadide or Thiadide, Thiadas of Nysa, a purely imaginary spot. Okay. So that's Bacchus, right? So then I continued. Wikipedia. So I used 3 sources. It was one, Britannica, now Wikipedia. And basically it's saying all the same things, right? All the same things. Then I went here. So this is from the Roman. This is same deity. See, this is what you have to understand about false deities or false gods. That when you hear the term Greek mythology, that is a modern term to make you think that these figures didn't exist. There were demons. These were offspring of the fallen angels during the days of Noah, who mixed with the daughters of men, and they brought forth giants, Nephilim. Well, there's another word I can't remember. That's where you get all these different mythologies from. Roman mythology, Greek mythology. These actually existed in one time. And in the nut, but in to be truthful, they still do. Because watch this. Okay. Liber, also known as Liber Pater or Bacchus, was the Roman god of fertility, right? When you see fertility, you got to go back to what it said in I'm sorry, Britannica. It didn't go anyway, so cool. What it says in Britannica, that ecstasy, right? Okay, moving on because I got to end this. Fertility. So fertility and ecstasy is talking about sexual immorality. And wine, identified from the early period with the Greek god Dionysius. He was worshipped alongside Ceres. I think that's it, that same woman. And Libra on the Aventine Hill in Rome. Now, I have a suspicion that this Aventine Hill in Rome is where they built the Vatican. Suspicion is just suspicion, but that's something for another day. Labor would like the Greek Dionysius represented the more unrestrained aspects of life. He was honored annually at the Liberalia, a fertility festival celebrated in March. So you can see that word already where you get the word liberty from. Liber or Liber Patar or Pater, whatever how you want to pronounce it, was common, identified with Greek god Dionysius. Both were gods of fertility and wine. Roman literature often referred to Liber as Bacchus, an important cult title of Dionysius, though Liber seems to have originated as a native Italian god. The Romans increasingly merged his mythology and iconography with that of the Greek Dionysus. And cult Liber was thought to have been based on Icus, one of the gods of the Eleusinian mysteries in Greece. Okay. Let me get down to here. Okay. Like Cyrus, the Liber was closely associated with the plebeians population of Rome. His main festival was the Liberiala, a fertility festival in which a large phallus was paraded through the streets of Rome. Don't know what a phallus is? Can you see that? Can you see it now? So I'm I'm on the I'm on the opinion. I'm on the opinion that the many of these things they got from Egypt, because the obelisk of Egypt is this. So Greek conquered Egypt. And it stands the reason why they try to hide things about like Greek and Rome never went down into the Congo. That's it's really unfathomable to me. But anyway, this is all connected to this, right? The Sabbath. Keep Sabbath days ancient, and then the days of the king's birthday. This is why I don't celebrate birthdays, because anywhere you find this in history, ain't nothing good to attach to it. Ain't nothing good was attached to it. And there's no place in any history books that you will find we as the Most High people celebrated birthdays. Another conversation for another day. Procession to Bacchus, carrying ivy. So they took that part out. Moreover, there went out a decree to the neighbor cities of the heathen. Gentile and heathen is synonymous, by the suggestion of Ptolemy. There was more than one Ptolemy, but this is what I was talking about, where the Ptolemy, where you get this is how you spell it, where you get the title Christ, because one of the Ptolemies, the second name was preceded the word Christ. That's where they got that name from. Against the Yaoundé, that they should observe the same fashions and be partakers of their sacrifices. All right, I'm gonna stop. Let us labor, therefore, to enter into that rest. So the day is long. I mean, not the day is not long. The time is really gone from me. I'm gonna stop sharing. I thank the Most High for this lesson. Hopefully, you made it to the end of this lesson. If it is too long, I cannot apologize, because the Most High would just give me things after give me things, and I have to bring forth that which the Most High causes me to bring forth. So hopefully you will see the deep significance, the deep spiritual connections of the Sabbath day that you will not hear in any Christian or otherwise organization, church, what have you. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. Honor the Most High with the fruit of your lips. Honor him by following the deeds of righteousness, which is the law, statutes and commandments, judgments of the Most High Yah. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. May Yah bless thee and keep thee. May Yah face shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. May Yah lift up his countenance upon thee and give thee peace. Sama Salama. Sabbath peace.